Greetings out there in YouTube land. This is Morris, man, and as always, I thank you guys for coming to my channel. And I'm very thankful that you guys got a lot out of the video that I just did yesterday for Tony regarding how to solo without knowing what key you're in. And that's the trick that I used to do and Prince used to do it. You know, it's interesting. Some of the little things that people teach you go a long way. You take it a long way, you know. And to me, personally, I think after you've got a taste of the formal teaching, that your best teaching is from people that you hang out with that play. They show you some stuff, you show them some stuff, and just keep doing that. Keep meeting people and musicians and hanging out and learning. Because my keyboard player is a valuable piece in my band because he plays guitar too. And he taught me something I'm going to show you in a minute that I've been doing and utilizing since he taught me, which was years ago. Because when I used to play a lot of C major 7 chords, I'm going to try to give you a demonstration here. If I get this up here, I would play at the root on the A string. You know, it's easy finger placement and it sounds sweet. To me, it's the sweetest chord you can play. And 100% of the R&B ballads have the C or the major chord, major 7 chord in it. So it sounds like this. And I didn't know the fingering for the major 7 chord root on the E string. You know, so say for instance, the chord calls for a G major 7. You know, I wouldn't play it down here because it's too bright. So I would cheat and just play a G major. And my keyboard player said, no, man, I got to teach you how to do that because there's a big difference in sound. And this is the G major 7 as opposed to the G major. You can hear that difference. So, you know, it's important to learn it. So he taught me the finger grip, which was not hard to do. I just didn't know it at the time. And to this day, I still use that fingering because, you know, when the song calls for, you know, a chord to be based on the E string and you can't play it on the A string of root because it's too bright, like I just demonstrated, you know, you can easily play it on the root on the E string. So that was a valuable lesson that he taught me in less than 2 minutes, you know. So it's like little things like that kind of help you build your playing chops. And I've had a few people ask me this after I did that video because it's almost like 500 views since yesterday, and that's tremendous. And again, I thank you guys. They said, oh, wow, how about you putting together a DVD for lead playing? I'm not the guy for that job. Now, trust me, I know I'm not the guy for that job. Now, chord man, I'm the chord man. I love playing chords, and I've been doing that for years. But I know enough guitar, or should I say lead wise, to play. You know, I did do a couple of guitar solos, and YouTube took it down. I did Bambi by Prince, and I smoked it. You know, it was note for note. And just to show people that I can do that, but that's just not where my heart lies. I'm not an expert at that. I always suggest or recommend the right man for the right job, you know, because I'm going to say this, and this is not negative. It's just observation, you know, and everything is done with love and help, you know, trying to help out other musicians. Sometimes I see, quote unquote, these rock guys doing R&B songs, and it's like, they're not there. You know, I'll give you a good example. I'm not naming any names because this is not trashing nobody. It's just educating you young folks out there. One of the guys, just a rock guy, and he's good at rock, you know. He did a tutorial on One Nation Under a Groove by Parliament Funkadelics. And I'm listening to it because I did a cover, and my cover is one of the most viewed covers of that song because originally I did one cover. And one guy chimed in and said, it's good, but it's not close. And I kind of took offense, but I took a step back. I said, you know what? You're right. I went back and did it over. And I listened to what the guitar players was doing at the intro. And it took a moment for me to figure it out. And my friend Curtis in California said this. And I said, you know what, Curtis? I believe you. He said, I think that they said that they use banjos in the intro. And I believe that because ever since I heard that song, I was always intrigued by the timbre of the guitars. Because I'm like, them guitars are bright, real bright. And that's because it might have been banjos. So, you know, Curtis, I think you're right. So I went back and listened to, you know, what is the guitar player doing at the intro? And I figured it out. You know, I don't know exactly as far as how you chord it or name it, but, you know, I nailed it. And I'll leave the link down here so you guys can hear it. And he was right. You know, I had to go back and re-listen to it because I was just playing the chords and not necessarily the voicings right for that song. And that's one of them songs, if you're going to step to it right. You can't be half stepping, because you will be called out like I did, and I thank the guy, for being honest. And he wasn't trying to trash me. He was just telling me the truth. So, the guy that did the cover of One Nation didn't even do the intro when he did his tutorial, and his rhythm was just not locking in. That's why, I chose the format of playing along with the record so you could say, okay, I see where this falls. Instead of me just doing it a cappella, so to speak, and I don't have drums to keep me in time, and, I'm not listening to the song to stay in time with the rhythm and things like that, because, as you know, R&B is really based on rhythm and feel. So you want to be able to take it there. So I try to stick within my boundaries, and my boundaries is pretty wide because I grew up listening to everything. And people say, I don't know what you're gonna be playing next. You go from Come Function to Johnny Cash. I said, I grew up in a household where we listen to everything, and I'm gonna tell you how and why we listen to everything. And actually, they just closed down because one of the things I want to do before I leave this place, and it's a little thing, and it ain't a big thing, because some people are like, I want to go to, China, or I want to jump out of a train, or a plane, and bungee jump and all that. I'm like, I just want to go to Columbia Records where they sold records and visit, because as a kid, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, as a kid, they used to be called the Columbia Record Club. And for 1 penny, you can get nine albums. So we would buy those, because the agreement was you get 9 albums for a penny, and then within I think 3-year period, your contract was you got to buy at least 3 more at regular price, which was not a big deal at all. Actually, that was a great deal. I wish they could bring something like that back. So back then, a lot of their catalog was pop and rock and country. There was no heavy representation of R&B. I think the only person I think that they would have had under the R&B label or list was like Otis Redding and a few of those older great R&B artists, but not the current 70s thing, and 80s thing. So, we were kind of forced to buy pick, a lot of pop and rock stuff, because there was not a lot of R&B. So we did that, and we started listening to it, liking it, and that just carried all of us on throughout our lives to have this diversified taste in music. So I thank them for that, because that's exactly where it came from, because I was living in the black neighborhood and there was no white neighbors blasting rock or anything like that. So, we got our, diversified taste from Columbia Records. And I was going to make it a point to go out there, because I think they were in Columbus, Ohio, or something like that, and just visit the plant. But then someone that lives out there told me about 2 years ago they closed. I was like, oh, man, I'm sad. I should have got on that before they went under. But I was just surprised how long they lasted, because as a kid, I remember them in the 70s, and they rode from the 70s. They probably was in business before then, maybe the 60s, and they rode from the 70s all up into 2000. So that was a good run. But again, it's really important for you guys to get the right person for the right job, because I say this sometimes as far as music teachers. Be careful as far as your selection. Now, it's different when your transportation is limited and your choices is limited as far as a guitar teacher. But if you're a guy that want to play funk and some jazz stuff, find a guitar player that specializes in funk and some jazz stuff. It's still a guy that does rock. So now he's going to have to improvise to teach you what he knows. And you're going to walk off with, what he knows, which is not a lot. Because another reason why I'm so successful in playing different styles of music is I tune into the format. What are they doing? Because a lot of country and western guys have a format, style. R&B, funk has a format and style. Rock definitely has a format and style, and definitely blues have a format and style. Jazz does too. But out of all of them, blues definitely, or at least old school blues, had that very unique format. Because like the trick I showed you guys yesterday, as far as just slide the pentatonic scale down a half step. If when you listen to the record, because when you listen to the record, you don't know what key is in. Sheet music, you can look at it, and if you know your circle of fifths, you can look at the top upper left hand corner, and it'll show you what key it is. Now, a good idea would be for them to put it right over there in layman's term, as far as key of F minor. instead of just looking at the circle of fifths, and then you got to count and figure out, okay, these so many sharps in here is this C, you know. But one day the light bulb will go off to make it easier for you. But when you're playing along with the record and you want to put a solo in there, you don't know what key. So that's another reason why we kind of, created, I guess, that technique. And each guitar player sometimes figures it out, because Prince figured it out. I figured it out. It's like, okay, just keep sliding that scale down and keep running it. And then, because you got to have your ear established at this point, and just keep running. And then at some point, boom, here it is. I'm in key. All the notes that I'm hitting are in key. I'm not out of key. This is the key. So again, the name of this video was, or is, Right Man for the Right Job. As far as me teaching you guys the lead thing, I just know enough to do what I need to do on the lead end, because 99% of my playing is rhythm. But every now and then when I got to do a solo or improvise, I can go there. But if I can come up with some more things off the top of my head, like the video I did yesterday, the solo, how you figure it out, I'll post it, because again, this is all about passing on the knowledge. Thanks, Morris, man. Then you pass it on to somebody else. Thanks. That's how we learn. We share our knowledge unselfishly. So until next time, take care and thanks for watching.